Yo guys, today I'm dropping my third build that I'm making in 2K26. I've spent literally weeks creating this build and crafting it to be perfect with the amount of cap breakers I have and the amount of cap breakers I expect to have. So this build is going to be genuinely insane with cap breakered up. And the build is also great from a starting position when you just load up the game and get on this build. You do need to have a couple cap breakers to make it get to its fullest potential, but this build is going to be genuinely insane. The main reason I'm making this build is to stop 7-4s. Obviously they did get the patch that did nerf 7-4s a little bit. This build will be perfect for stopping them. It is the tallest player you can get bronze challenger on and a high enough perimeter defense to actually get contests when you jump and stuff like that. So this is going to be bronze challenger. It's a center, 6'11", 248 pounds and 7 foot. Now the reason I have everything here, I literally crafted it perfectly to get exactly what I want. You get a 93 maximum block, you get a 92 maximum defensive rebound, you get a 92 maximum mid-range shot, as well as a 72 perimeter defense. So everything here is crafted precisely to get exactly what threshold I want it to get. So I'm not going to explain all of that right now, but you guys can probably see the badges you're going to be able to get on this build are insane. I'm going to hop right into the attributes and explain every single one right now. It's very, very simple, honestly, because every single attribute point I've spent on this build is literally not going to be allocated anywhere else. This build is absolutely perfect for what I'm trying to do. We start out with the 86 close shot. This is just tied to my 91 mid-range shot. So if you move the 81 close shot down, it does move the mid-range shot down, but moving it up to 91 means 86 close shot is a requirement. You do get gold float game, silver paint prodigy, as well as bronze hook specialist. One thing that is the biggest weakness in this build that I would love to have more of, which I can't actually use cap breakers in the future on, is going to be the 61 post control. It does get cap breakered up pretty quickly, so I would recommend using some cap breakers on this after you use your cap breakers on what I'm going to show you guys later in the video. 62 driving layup is tied to the driving dunk at 82. These are both super weird thresholds, but I'm planning on using cap breakers on the driving dunk because that's why it's at this 82 attribute here. It's not something I super value on a center build like a 6'11". From the start, I am going to use cap breakers on the future in the future on my driving dunk attribute though, for sure. You do start with the gold aerial wizard as well as bronze posterizer. Now looking at standing dunk, the reason I have this at 81 is just to unlock the silver rise up badge. So if you look here at the dunks and go to standing dunks, you do get the all of these dunks besides the 85s, which is totally fine. And then you get the pro big man contact dunks as well from the start, so that's very, very nice to have. It also does give you the silver rise up like I mentioned. 61 post control gives you 2 bronze post badges. Post fade phenom is pretty good as well, but yeah, I don't really care about the post control on this build to start with. I'm not going to be really going in the post a bunch. I'm not really a post player in general, so that's the reason I have it this low. Now 91 mid-range shot, the reason I don't have this at 92 to get the gold deadeye is because I'm planning on actually using shooting specialization, using one of my shooting cap breakers on getting this mid-range shot up to a 92, and using one cap breaker on my vertical to get up to an 83, which will get me Hall of Fame pogo stick, Hall of Fame high flying denier, and it will just make the vertical a little bit higher in general on the build. It's going to be a very nice build with the 83 vertical, spending one cap breaker on vertical from your build specialization, because you're able to spend your build specialization cap breakers on your physicals. Spending one on vertical will actually upgrade it 2 attribute points. So I've crafted this build. I've looked at the cap breakers on this build like genuinely hundreds of times to make sure everything is going to be exactly what I want it to be, and this build is just absolutely perfect. I'm going to keep hyping it up as much as I can. 85 3-point shot. The reason I have 85 is 85 is a good threshold where you can knock down contested threes pretty easily. You're going to get the bronze limitless range. I do like having a 3-pointer as high as possible on this build, and there's nothing else I'd really spend it on otherwise, so having an 85 3-pointer shot is going to be very nice, especially on a center. This is going to be higher than my small forward build. Now an 85 free throw, if I go down to 80, which is what I'm aiming for in all my builds, there is no other attribute I'd rather put the free throw rating on, so that's why we have it at 85 instead of like 80 or something around there. 76 pass accuracy is going to get you the silver versatile visionary, silver break starter, and silver dimer. 76 pass ac is the sweet spot this year. Having it any higher than this is good for a guard or something like that, but on this build where I'm just going to be throwing outlet passes after I get rebounds and throwing little passes in the half court like bounce passes and stuff like that, 76 pass accuracy will be more than fine. 67 ball handle. The reason I have it at 67, which is such a weird spot honestly, is because spending one cap breaker on your ball handle on this build will upgrade it by 6 attribute points, which will give me the gold strong handle. 73 ball handle. The maximum you can get on this build is 74, but 74 doesn't mean anything. 73 is the next threshold I'm going for. I will spend one cap breaker on getting my ball handle there once I am maxed out and have extra cap breakers lying around. 62 speed with ball. I max this out. If I go down to 60 instead of 62, which is 60 is where you unlock some dribble styles, as well as 55, there's nothing else I'd rather put it on. I don't want to have more free throw, so I just max it out to 62. It's pretty cheap on the build. Now, looking at the defense is one of the biggest aspects of this build that is going to be very, very nice. The interior defense is, I will admit, a little bit low. 77 is just at there because I'm planning on using cap breakers on my block to get up to 93 right away when I open the build. So having the 77 interior defense is going to allow me to get up to gold paint patroller as soon as I upgrade the block using my cap breakers. Very nice to see here, as you can see down there. It's silver paint patroller right now. We'll go up to gold once I have 93 block. 72 perimeter defense is maxed out. You get silver movable enforcer, silver off-ball pest, and bronze challenger. It's an absolutely insane combo on a center build. You're going to actually be able to contest 7-4s if you jump correctly. You can also use a max +2 or max +1 on your challenger badge. Looking at the steel here, I have 67 just because it gives you bronze glove and bronze interceptor. The max you can get on the build is 69. There's no point in doing that on my end. So having a 67 seal would be perfect. I'll be able to snatch a ball if they throw it directly into the paint on me. Now, having the 89 block is very, very strange spot. I'm building this build around the fact that I have 7 cap breakers, and I'm going to have 2 build specialization cap breakers as well. So as I already mentioned, the build specialization cap breakers are going to go 1 on mid-range, 1 on vertical. Now, the rest of my cap breakers, the 7 I have going into the build, are going to go directly to my block, upgrading the block by 4 to get up to Hall of Fame High Flying Denier and Gold Paint Patroller. All I need for the High Flying Denier is one of my shooting cap breakers for the 83 vertical that is required down there in the bottom left. As you can see on the gold High Flying Denier, you do need to make sure you get that vertical cap breaker first. I'm going to go for vertical first on my shooting cap breaker, and then the second one I'll go to the 92 mid-range shot. So having the 93 block will get me Gold Paint Patroller and Hall of Fame High Flying Denier. Very, very nice there. 70 offensive rebound is just a good spot to have. I think I'll be able to grab them, as well as using 3 of my other cap breakers. So we have the 4 cap breakers using on block. We have the 3 others using on defensive rebound to get up to 92, which gives me gold rebound chaser. And that is what I really did want on this build. We're going to be able to close possessions very easily, and having the 83 vertical as well tied with that, you're going to be able to jump all over the court, and definitely you're going to be able to out rebound a lot of people. Having this gold rebound chaser and 92 defensive rebound, speed, agility, both maxed out attributes here. There's no point in really going anywhere under the maxed out attributes for speed and agility. They're both pretty cheap, and I do want my build to be moving as quick as possible on the court as a center. Strength is at 83. The reason for 83 is to get the silver brick wall. Obviously, you do want to have the strength a little bit higher, in my opinion, but having the 83 strength I think will be more than enough for me. My build is going to be plenty strong in the paint. It's also, when you use the vertical upgrade to get up to the 83, it's going to have a Hall of Fame pogo stick as well as Hall of Fame High Flying Denier. Very, very nice on that end. But that is going to wrap it up for the attributes on this build. Now, as looking at this build, it looks kind of incredible. Like, especially as I show you guys the cap breakers, the comparison you get on this build is Miles Turner. DeMarcus Cousins is very cool. 16-17 Kings. That's a very fun player to have as well. And as you can see, I have a James Harden face scan on because I was just playing on my guard build. I'm going to do an animations and a little montage of some clips I have on that James Harden build because that build is genuinely insane. I got up to red plate by just playing with randoms. It is genuinely a 1-of-1 build. So it is a rim reaping 3-level score. The only weakness it has is post game almost non-existent. That is true. That is the reason I'm going to be making this build look like Kevin Durant at first when I play with it. I love making my builds play like NBA players and stuff like that. So I'm going to be going Kevin Durant to start with on this build. When I do upgrade the post game in the future, I might switch over to Dirk because it's 6'11", kind of Dirk height, as well as it is an insane mid-range shooter as well. So that would be super fun to do in the future. But as you can see here, the biggest strengths are mid-range scoring presence, own the restricted area, elite defensive rebounder, and a true deep threat. It is just an all-around standout build. You can definitely use a bunch of max +2s, max +1s, your build specialization quests on the shooting. I would recommend choosing shooting on this. And like I did in my last video that I actually made, I'm going to advance, create a Hall of Fame rebirth, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how I'm going to upgrade the build and exactly how we're going to start with this build right now. You guys should let me know if you do want me to do that video about the specialization for the cap breakers. I will definitely do one like that on the shooting specialization. It's absolutely absurd the amount of 3s per minute you can get using that method. It's actually a Stacks Montana method if you saw that on Twitter. So I did just finish up completing the playmaking build specialization for my small forward and my guard build. Now I'm going to jump straight into shooting specialization because I do have free time and I want to grind that. I'm going to also do a video in the future about my animations. It is cost right at 375,000 VC for this build. We are going to unlock all of that attribute upgrades. Let's do it. We purchased that build. It is maxed out. We have 7 cap breakers remaining. The cap breakers I'm going to use are going to go on block. Like I said, it gets you 1 new badge level. It's going to be that that gold paint patroller. And we're going to use the other 3 on getting the defensive rebound up to a 92. That'll give you gold rebound chaser. It's going to unlock a bunch of new animations for you as well as when you're jumping and stuff like that. So we are going to hit start. Defensive and block are what we're going to use our cap breakers on. Doesn't give you all that much. So then in the future, what I'm going to use on this build, I'm going to do the shooting build specialization. I'm going to spend the first cap breaker. Okay, I'm going to spend the first cap breaker I get on my vertical. As you can see, it's +2 here. It'll get me up to 83 vertical. That unlocks Hall of Fame high flying denier as well as Hall of Fame pogo stick. Perfect combination there for a very cheap vertical attribute upgrade. Now, the other one I'm going to use is going to be on my mid-range shot. This will get me up to gold Deadeye, 92 mid-range shot. It unlocks basically every big man jump shot that I could want on this build. It's a 6'11". Then after that, there's only 3 spots that I genuinely want to have on the build. The 3 spots are going to be ball handle, using 1 upgrade to get this +6 up to a 73. That's my next cap breaker upgrade I'm going to use. Once I hit like starter, I think starter 3 will be my next upgrade, and then level 40 for next season will be my next upgrade after that. And the next upgrade I'm going to be using those 2 on are going to be the driving dunk, just to get the driving dunk up to an 87. That gets you up to silver posterizer, as well as getting you the pro moving contact dunks off 2, I believe. So it's going to be very nice to have that. I'll have the big man contact dunks as well as the pro contact dunks off 2 with silver posterizer, and I will unlock poster machine takeover. The only really bad thing about this build is the fact that it does not actually get any takeovers other than sharpshooter from a start. As soon as I do max out my driving dunk, what I'm going to spend the rest of my attribute upgrades on is going to be getting the post control up. The maximum you can get this up to is 11, 15, 19, and then 22. So if you add 22 to 61, that's going to be 83. 83 post control can definitely get me some decent badges, especially paired with the fact that I'm going to have a 92 mid-range shot. But this is what the build's looking like with the cap breakers applied. It's a center rim reaping 3-level scorer. We only have 68,000 VC left, unfortunately, so I'm going to be having to grind that back up using the shooting build specialization. And as I'm speaking about that, we're going straight into shooting build specialization. I'm going to commit to this, and it is going to be a very easy grind to get at least the first cap breaker, I believe. I believe the first cap breaker will be done by this weekend, in my opinion. But that is going to wrap it up for this build video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy, and hope you guys see the vision about what this build is going to be in the future. This build is just generally going to be insane. As soon as like season 3 hits, or as soon as I get my 3 cap breakers after I finish, after I already applied to the block and to the defensive rebound, it's going to be a menace on defense. It's going to be menace on the glass, menace on offense as well with the shooting, and then you're going to be able to dunk under the basket and driving at the rim as well. You're also going to be able to pass pretty well, and once you get the ball handle upgrade, giving it to 73 with the gold strong handle, it's just going to be incredible as well. So thank you guys for watching the video. That is going to wrap it up here. I'm going to sign off for now and catch you in the next one.